Just take a joint like this, another person comes up to you.
And they blow on that, and they blow all the smoke into your lungs.
And you can take it through the nose, too.
Really? What does that do for you?
You cop a super rush, because it's a lot bigger than a toke. And the fire can go in your mouth, and it hurts.
But you think it's worth it?
Yeah.
In the 60s, you have a lot of bright young pennies with a somewhat political agenda, and then the 70s come in, and I think the drugs changed and the music changed, where the 60s seemed to be more sleek, like this is for your head, take this, then read this. The 70s seemed to be, take this and we'll like laugh and fall over and like, out.
Dude, if you wanted to do a first acid trip, this would be a great place to do it. When you took acid in the late 60s, you were expected to have a religious experience. When you took acid in the 70s, you were just loaded.
Hey, man. Am I driving okay?
I think we're parked, man.
Drugs seemed all-pervasive at moments in the 70s. There was a sense in which anything could be gotten at any time, anywhere, for no particular reason other than, you know, you want to feel good.
How do I feel? Great.
In the late 60s, early 70s, there were some real points of disillusion. The revolution had played itself out, and the drug culture went from we're all in this together to I don't know. It was just a big I don't know.
It's no longer about expanding the mind. It's no longer about those ideals. It's no longer about that psychedelic transcendentalism. Now it's going to be about getting stoned, ripped, twisted. In the 60s, you have to remember that the drug culture was bound up with a tremendous amount of idealism. It was about something larger than yourself. The irony for so many people was that a lot of the drugs that we took to create those openings were changed as time went on to other drugs, whether cocaine or heroin.
I think there was a huge explosion of the rock hero. Maybe drugs kept him going all night long, and it certainly created the backstage culture that we know as rock and roll.
When you tell people you're in the rock and roll business, hey, that's an excuse for any type of behavior on earth. Who else made millions of dollars a month, worked like 6 gigs a month, and had all the drugs and freedom they wanted, and had the license from society to behave any way they wanted to?
You went to the Rainbow back in the late 60s, early 70s. You know, you could see Led Zeppelin there, and they might be doing lines on the table, and they might be getting under the table.
Did you go to Bangkok?
Yeah, I've been there before.
And did you?
It's fairly obvious who did what. We know Keith Richards became a prodigious junkie. We know that Lou Reed sang songs about speed and heroin that were anthemic.
You liked singing about drugs. Is this because you like taking drugs yourself?
Oh, no, because I don't take them.
No drugs at all?
Mm-mm.
And yet you sing about them.
I'm high on life.
You want people to take drugs themselves. Is this perhaps why you sing about drugs?
Oh, yeah, I want them to take drugs.
I took dope. I wasn't trying to expand my mind. I was just a drug addict. You know, there's no mind expansion going on. It's just out and out drug addict.
People got addicted, and the culture really transformed in very scary ways. So there was a sense in which the bill is coming due now, and it seemed a high price to pay for wisdom.
You know, there's in England kind of an underground top 10 about people that are expected to die soon.
I'm on this.
And yet you're taking the #1 position in that. How about
I'll
that?
let you know.
Blue Reed is on the second place. He's very proud of
I
it.
think you beat me actually.
By the time Hunter Thompson writes his famous book, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, 1971, it's all changing.
The American dream really is.
A lot of the drugs became really about numbing. They became anesthesia.
Why do you take Quaaludes?
Because for the reason that anybody takes drugs, or any kind of downer.
What's that?
Which is just to escape, I guess.
We had come out of an era of severe racial strife, which involved the burning down of cities. We were in